There are moments in life when love is not expressed with grand words, but felt so vividly through small things, through a gaze too tender to deny, through a smile that appears without being asked, and through an attentive attitude that arises unconsciously. And in the entertainment world, full of images and cameras, where everything seems planned, there is one story that manages to break through that barrier. The story between Bai Jingting and Zhang Ruonan. From the beginning, no one expected that these two young stars would steal the public's hearts not because of a big project, but because of their chemistry that felt so genuine. When they were first paired in a drama, many thought they were just professional colleagues. But then, something changed. There was an intimacy that was hard to explain. Every time the cameras stopped rolling, they still seemed connected. In every light laugh and seemingly accidental small gesture, the public began to realize that there was something deeper going on between them. And perhaps what makes this story so captivating is how Bai Jingting seems to lose control whenever Zhang Ruonan is around. His gaze changes. His voice softens. His smile appears more quickly. Even the way he stands is different, more careful, more protective, as if all his energy is focused on making sure the girl in front of him feels comfortable. Love like that cannot be hidden. In a promotional interview, Zhang Ruonan innocently recounted how Bai Jingting always looked out for her on set. "He always made sure I wasn't cold," she said with a shy smile. And beside her, Bai just chuckled, but his eyes told a different story. There was a look of affection that even his nervous smile couldn't hide. The clip immediately went viral. Netizens wrote, "Look at the way Bai looks at her. That's not acting, that's real love." And indeed, anyone who saw it knew that there was something behind the way Bai looked at Zhang. No script could instruct someone to look so tenderly. It was a reflex of the heart, a reflex of someone who was truly in love. In every behind-the-scenes clip, Bai Jingting was always near Zhang. He didn't try to draw attention. He wasn't overbearing, but he was always there, like a shadow quietly watching over her. When Zhang laughed, he laughed too. When Zhang was tired, he quietly handed her a bottle of water or slipped her a tissue. And every time their eyes met, there was a kind of sweet silence, as if the world stopped for a moment just for the two of them. And all of that was clearly captured by the camera. Fans began to call it the Bai Jingting effect. The effect when someone who is usually calm and mysterious suddenly turns into the gentlest version of himself, just because of one person. Zhang herself is not a girl who talks much about her feelings, but the way she responds to Bai feels genuine. On several occasions, she looked down shyly every time Bai spoke to her in a serious tone. There was a warmth on her face that couldn't be hidden. And sometimes, the camera caught her staring at Bai quietly. A brief glance, but one full of meaning. Fans immediately noticed it. They don't need to talk. They just need to look at each other, and we can already feel it, wrote a netizen on Weibo. One of the most viral moments happened when the two attended a public event. Zhang wore a simple white dress, and Bai wore an elegant black suit. As they walked together on the red carpet, Bai automatically adjusted his steps to match Zhang's. He bent down slightly, keeping his distance but still close. And when the camera flashes were too bright, Bai leaned forward slightly, casting a shadow so that Zhang's face was not directly exposed to the light. A small gesture, but full of meaning. That is the form of love in silence. No big words are needed. No declarations are needed. Just small actions that confirm one thing, that Bai Jingting really cares. There was another moment that left the audience speechless, when the two were sitting side by side during the interview. Zhang spoke with a light laugh, and Bai looked at him intently. But in the midst of that laughter, Bai's eyes softened a little, his smile faded, as if he was fascinated by something indescribable. It wasn't just a colleague look. It was the gaze of someone who was in love, but couldn't say it. And Zhang noticed it. Instantly, she looked down, a small smile appearing on her lips. A smile that only appears when someone feels seen with love. Bai Jingting is not the type of man who often shows his emotions. He is known for being calm, rational, and composed. But with Zhang Ruonan, that side of him seems to slowly crumble. He becomes more open, more spontaneous, and even more cheerful. Many say, Zhang brings out a soft side of Bai that we've never seen before. And anyone who pays attention to their interactions would agree. In one behind-the-scenes clip, Bai is seen staring at Zhang from afar while the crew is setting up the set. He doesn't say anything, just stares with an expression full of calmness and admiration. When Zhang turns and smiles at him, Bai spontaneously blushes and looks down, a small but real gesture. Even when they try to look professional, their body language always reveals the truth. Bai always makes sure Zhang is on the safe side when walking. He often turns to make sure the girl is okay. And every time Zhang speaks, Bai looks at her with rapt attention, not because he has to, but because he wants to hear her. That kind of love cannot be engineered. It is pure, honest, sincere. However, amid all the speculation, the two remained calm. No clarification, no denial, just a togetherness that continued to look natural. And that is precisely what made them even more attractive. Because behind that silence, there was a language of love that only the two of them understood. For fans, their every interaction is like a piece of a puzzle that slowly forms a bigger picture. Two hearts that know each other without needing to say much. There are no grand declarations, no dramatic stories, just two people who find comfort in each other's presence. In an entertainment world that is often full of pretense, their closeness feels like a breath of fresh air. Bai Jingting doesn't need to say, "I love you," because every movement of his body already speaks volumes. Zhang Ruonan doesn't need to respond with words, because her smile is enough to explain everything. They are like two magnetic poles that cannot be separated. The more they try to pretend nothing is happening, the clearer it becomes that there is something very strong between them. And maybe, the most sincere love is always like that, unspoken, but felt. Because when love comes, it doesn't need a big stage or beautiful words. It simply shows itself through gentle gazes, quiet attentiveness, and smiles that appear every time you see the person you love. And for Bai Jingting, that person is Zhang Ruonan. Do you also feel the tingle of love in every glance Bai Jingting gives? Does every gentle gesture he makes toward Zhang Ruonan feel too real to be called just acting? Share your thoughts in the comments section, because maybe you've just witnessed the sweetest love story that was never spoken, but felt by everyone.